If you think marks decide success, this story will open your eyes. Some people say success is written in mark sheets. Some say intelligence lives inside ranks. And some people simply give up when society calls them failures. But this is the story of a boy who failed every exam. A boy who believed he was useless. A boy society had already labeled as a loser. Yet he became something no exam could measure. This is the story of Ethan. And if you've ever felt like a failure, this story might change your life. It was the last day of the school exams. The results had just been announced. Students rushed towards the notice board, laughing, shouting, some crying. But in that noisy crowd, one boy stood silently. Ethan, a thin, quiet boy with tired eyes, holding a mark sheet that had become a nightmare. In his memory, his teacher's voice echoed, "Ethan, you have failed again. All subjects, no improvement. What do I do with you?" Ethan didn't answer. He had heard those same words for 3 years. Same marks, same disappointment. While others compared who scored 90 and who scored 95, Ethan simply folded his mark sheet and walked out. He didn't want anyone to see. He didn't want anyone to ask. He didn't want anyone to judge. Ethan walked home slowly. Every step felt heavier than the last. On the way, he saw a group of boys from his class. One boy shouted, "Hey Ethan, failed again?" Another laughed, "Leave him, ya. He's used to it." They all laughed. Ethan pretended he didn't hear. But the words pierced him deeper than any blade. For the world, failing exams meant failing life. And Ethan was failing both. When he reached home, his mother looked up immediately. "Beta, how was the result?" Ethan didn't speak. He simply handed her the mark sheet. Her eyes scanned the marks slowly. Her expression dimmed. She didn't shout. She didn't cry. She only said, "It's okay. We'll try again." But Ethan could hear the pain behind the calm. The disappointment she was trying to hide. And the worst part? His father would be home soon. Ethan feared that moment more than the exam itself. The door opened. His father entered. "I got the message from school," he said. Ethan failed again. There it was, the sentence of his life. His father continued, "What will you do, Ethan? You can't study. You don't listen. You don't focus. How will you survive in the world? Do you want to become a burden on us your whole life?" These words crushed him. They tore him apart. That night, Ethan lay awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking, maybe I really am useless. Maybe they're all right. Maybe there is nothing in me worth keeping. For the next few weeks, Ethan stopped talking. He avoided friends, avoided teachers, avoided life. He sat alone in his small room, surrounded by books he didn't understand, words that made no sense, formulas that felt foreign. Every page whispered the same thing: "You will fail again." And one evening, Ethan finally broke. He whispered to himself, "I don't want this life anymore. I can't take it. I can't fail again." He sat by the window, tears sliding silently down his cheeks. But destiny always finds a way. While sitting there, Ethan noticed something unusual. The old radio in his house wasn't working. His mother tapped it a few times, but it remained silent. "It's been like this since morning," she said. "I don't think it will work now." Ethan got up slowly. "Let me check it," he said. His mother looked surprised. No one knew this. Not his classmates, not his teachers, not even his parents. But Ethan loved opening things. Since childhood, he liked taking apart old toys, gadgets, remote controls. Anything with screws fascinated him. Not books, not notebooks, but wires, circuits, connections. Those made sense to him. He opened the old radio, looked at it carefully, adjusted a loose wire, tightened a screw. and after 10 minutes, the radio crackled and music started playing. His mother gasped, "Ethan, you fixed it." For the first time in months, Ethan smiled. That small smile was the beginning of everything. Within days, he started repairing more things at home. A broken table fan, a dead remote, a loose switch, a mobile charger. Surprisingly, he fixed everything. It was like magic. His hands knew what to do, even when his mind didn't. His father watched silently. "How did you repair this?" he asked. Ethan replied, "I just figured it out, somehow." His father didn't understand, but he couldn't deny what he saw. A boy who failed every exam was succeeding in something no exam could measure. One evening, a neighbor came. "I heard your son fixed your radio. Can he check my ceiling fan? It's not working." Ethan climbed a stool, checked the fan, tightened wires, adjusted the regulator, and within minutes, the fan started spinning. The neighbor smiled widely. "This boy has magic in his hands." Word spread, slowly, quietly, but surely, and then Ethan's real journey began. Life had quietly opened a new door for Ethan. A week after repairing the neighbor's ceiling fan, an old man came to the house and said, "My phone isn't charging. Someone said Ethan can fix it." Ethan opened the phone, cleaned the port, adjusted the connector, and fixed it. The old man said, "It's working. How much do I pay you?" Ethan replied, "No, it's okay. I just repaired it." But the old man insisted, "This isn't for the repair, it's for your talent." It wasn't much money, but to Ethan, it felt like the greatest earning ever. For the first time, Ethan earned something through skill, not marks. That night, Ethan sat in his room, staring at his old tools. He thought to himself, "If I can fix things, if people trust me, maybe this is something I'm actually good at." For the first time in months, Ethan felt hope. The next day, he made a small board. Ethan's repair corner, mobile, fan, radio, switch, charger, cheap and trustworthy service. He placed it outside the house. Hours passed, days passed, but Ethan didn't remove the board. He believed someone would come, and someone did. A neighbor said, "Ethan, my mixer grinder isn't working. Can you check it?" Ethan repaired it in minutes. "You fixed it. Take this. You will go far," she said. Within a month, the whole neighborhood knew Ethan. People came with irons, switches, chargers, fans, lamps, everything. "Go to Ethan. He'll fix it. He has magic in his hands." Slowly, even Ethan's family started noticing. Someone at home asked, "You repaired all these?" Ethan said, "Yes. It works better now than after service." For the first time, there was no anger at home, only surprise. Maybe books aren't your path, but this might be. One day, a shopkeeper from the market arrived. "I run an electronics store. If you agree, I'll send you all repair work. I'll pay you well." Ethan said, "I would love to." That was the moment Ethan's journey changed, from repairing small things at home to repairing electronics for the entire market. Every morning, Ethan repaired gadgets at the shop. Every evening, he brought home earnings. Every night, he learned new skills online: LED TVs, speakers, soldering, everything. Ethan had failed every school exam, but in the real exam of life, he was now topping. One afternoon, someone familiar walked into the shop. "I heard about someone repairing everything here. I didn't know it was you, Ethan." He handed over a broken phone. Ethan repaired it quickly. "I was wrong about you. A grade doesn't define anyone." Ethan simply smiled and said, "Everyone learns in their own way. I learned in mine." And in that moment, Ethan realized something powerful. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It is part of the journey to success. Months passed. Ethan's name spread everywhere. Shopkeepers recommended him. Customers trusted him. Even electricians admired his work. Ethan had grown from a scared teenager into a confident young technician. He still didn't have a degree. He still didn't have perfect English. He still didn't know algebra. But he had skill. And skill speaks louder than mark sheets. One morning, a man rushed in with a big LED TV. "It stopped working," he said. "Please try to fix it." The TV was expensive and complicated. Most technicians avoided such repairs, but Ethan didn't step back. "I'll try, Uncle," he said. He studied the TV for hours, testing wires, checking circuits, watching tutorials, trying everything. The shopkeeper watched him and said, "You never give up." Ethan smiled. "If I don't try, I'll never learn." After 5 hours, Ethan found the problem: a burned capacitor. He replaced it carefully. The TV turned on. "It's working," the customer shouted and hugged Ethan. "The service center asked for 9,000 rupees. You fixed it in a few hundred. You're a genius, Beta." The same boy, once called a failure, was now being called a genius. Soon, the shop stayed crowded every day. People waited in lines. Some came from far areas just to meet Ethan. Anything broken found life in his hands, and his confidence grew with every repair. One evening, Ethan received an invitation. His school was hosting an alumni meet. He hesitated. Those memories were painful. But his mother said, "Go, Beta. Let them see the real you." Ethan finally agreed. On the day of the reunion, he walked through the gate. Same walls, same classrooms, but he was not the same boy. His old classmates whispered, "Is that Ethan? The boy who failed every exam? What is he doing here?" But this time, the whispers didn't hurt. The principal made an announcement. "Today, we have a special guest. Someone who may not have topped exams, but achieved something far more important. Please welcome Ethan." The hall clapped loudly. Ethan froze in shock. He walked on stage with a trembling heart. The principal said, "Ethan repairs electronics with exceptional skill. Service centers send him difficult devices. He works sincerely and learns continuously. Today, we honor him." For the first time, Ethan felt proud. He began speaking. "I failed every exam. I thought my life was over. But failure doesn't mean you're useless. It just means you haven't found your path. I couldn't understand books, but I could understand circuits. I couldn't solve equations, but I could fix machines. Marks measured my memory, but skill measured my worth." The hall went silent. Then a thunder of applause filled the room. After the speech, a teacher approached him. "I misjudged you," he said. "You taught us that every child learns differently. Forgive me." Ethan smiled. "You taught me to never give up." After the reunion, new opportunities came. A big electronics company contacted him. "We heard about your skills," they said. "Join us as an intern. We'll train you and maybe hire you." Ethan couldn't believe it. "I would be honored," he said. When he reached home, he gave the offer letter to his father. His father's hands shook. "I was wrong, Ethan," he said, with teary eyes. "You are the pride of this house." Ethan hugged him tightly. He had waited years for those words. Ethan entered a big electronics company for the first time. The building looked huge. Engineers walked around confidently. For a moment, Ethan felt insecure and thought, "What am I doing here? Everyone is educated. I failed all my exams." But then he remembered every repair he had done. The TV he fixed, the mixer grinder, the radios, the customers' smiles, the applause at his school. His worth was not decided by a mark sheet. He took a deep breath and walked in firmly. On the first day, his supervisor gave him a tough challenge, a complicated circuit with an issue no intern could solve. People whispered, "Isn't he a school dropout? Let's see if he even knows anything." Ethan ignored the murmurs. He studied the board carefully, checked connections, measured voltage, listened to tiny sounds. Within minutes, he found a faulty track and repaired it. The machine powered up perfectly. Everyone stared in shock. How did he fix it so fast? The supervisor smiled and said, "Ethan, you're hired." The boy who failed every exam got a professional job on the first day. Years passed. Ethan didn't grow through textbooks. He grew through experience. He took short courses, learned new technologies, fixed machines even senior engineers avoided. Slowly, he became a specialist. Companies called him for consultancy. Service centers sent him their toughest repairs. He trained young technicians. The boy who once sat alone in class now had a team learning from him. One day, he saw an old shop shutting down. Others saw a broken shop. Ethan saw a dream. He bought it with his savings. "This will be my own repair center," he said, "where people like me can learn, where no one is judged by marks or degrees." He renovated the shop. Bright lights, clean tables, new tools. A board outside read, "Ethan's Tech Repair and Skill Academy. No degree needed. Only passion required." People came to repair. People came to learn. Ethan taught them with patience. "Skill is not about marks," he said. "It is about curiosity and practice." One afternoon, a nervous boy walked in. "Sir, I failed my exams. Everyone says I'm useless. Can I learn something here?" Ethan saw his younger self in the boy. He placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "You're not useless. You just haven't discovered your talent yet. Come, I'll teach you." Life had come full circle. The world that once called Ethan a failure now brought young failures to him, so he could turn them into achievers. He became a mentor, a guide, a teacher through experience. Years later, Ethan stood outside his shop in the morning. Students inside practiced repairing circuits. Laughter filled the shop. Sparks from tools glowed. Learning continued. Ethan smiled and whispered, "I never passed school exams, but I passed the exam of life." This isn't just Ethan's story. It is the story of millions. To the student who failed, to the girl who thinks she's not smart, to the boy hiding his report card, to the parent worried about marks, to anyone who thinks they're not enough. Marks don't define your future. Skills do. Degrees may open doors. Passion builds doors. You don't fail when you fall. You fail when you stop trying. So if the world calls you a failure, smile, because the world sees your marks, not your potential. Ethan's story proves one thing. Even the boy who failed every exam can succeed beyond imagination. Believe in yourself. Trust your journey. You're not late. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be to rise. Your skill is your superpower.